It was supposed to be just another day. That morning, Denise and I had been at the hospital visiting her mother. She's been sick for a while now. Cancer. It's one of those things that creeps in and just changes everything. Your routines, your thoughts, the way you look at the world. We were tired, emotionally drained, but we were trying to stay hopeful. Her mom had smiled when we brought her some soup and sat by her side. She even cracked a joke about hospital food, and for a minute it felt normal again. After the visit, Denise suggested we stop by a nearby shop to pick up a few things. Her mom had been mentioning how cold the room gets at night. She wanted a new blanket, something soft. We also thought we'd grab her a few small comforts, herbal tea, a fuzzy pair of socks, and maybe even a little stuffed animal to make her smile. It was a small, quiet gift shop just off the main road. One of those quaint little places that look cozy from the outside. Warm lights, window displays with handmade crafts and seasonal items. We parked, walked in, holding hands. The bell above the door gave a soft ding as we stepped inside. Right away, I could feel something shift. The woman behind the counter, the store manager, looked up at us, not with a smile, not with a, "Hello, welcome," just this tight, suspicious stare, like we were an unwelcome surprise. She didn't say anything, just watched. Eyes following every step we took, like we didn't belong there. I've felt it before, that look. The way some people check you out not because they're interested in who you are, but because they've already decided what you are. Denise leaned over to me and whispered, "She's watching us." I nodded. "Just ignore her." We went about our business, slowly browsing the aisles. Denise found a beautiful floral blanket, and I picked up a small box of chamomile tea. The stuffed animal was sitting on a shelf by the register, a little brown bear with a red bow. Perfect. It reminded me of something her mom would have given us when we were kids. But everywhere we went, the woman followed. She wasn't even trying to hide it. She kept pretending to tidy up shelves or straighten things that didn't need straightening. She hovered, glanced over our shoulders, watched my hands when I reached into my coat pocket to grab my phone. It was uncomfortable, but we stayed calm. We just wanted to buy our things and go. We walked up to the register and placed everything down. Still, no friendly greeting, no small talk, just silence and a long, hard stare. "Will this be all?" she finally asked, her voice clipped. "Yes," I said, and pulled out my wallet. And that's when the front door swung open. Two police officers stepped inside. Not casually, not looking around like they were on patrol. They came in with purpose, like they were already convinced something was wrong. "Excuse me, sir, ma'am," one said. "We're going to need to see some identification." My stomach dropped. My heart started beating louder. Denise reached for my hand. "What's going on?" I asked. "Why?" "We received a call about suspicious behavior," the officer said, glancing over at the manager. She stood behind the counter, arms crossed, eyes cold, not even trying to hide that she had called them, like she was proud of it. "Suspicious behavior?" Denise repeated, her voice cracking a little. "We're just shopping. We need your IDs," the officer said again, a bit more gently this time. I pulled out my wallet, hands slightly shaking now, and gave them my driver's license. Denise did the same. The officer took one look, then blinked, then looked again. "Mr. Thompson," he said, and something shifted in his voice. I'm sorry. I didn't realize." I didn't say anything. "Didn't realize what? That I'm a public defender for this county? That I've stood in front of judges and juries for over a decade, defending people who couldn't afford it, people who had no one else to stand up for. Them? That Denise is a school teacher who gives free tutoring to kids after school, even on weekends? Didn't realize that we're not criminals, not threats, not some stereotype? Just people. Just two people trying to buy a blanket for a sick mother. The second officer leaned over and whispered something to the manager. Her face drained of color. She looked stunned, embarrassed, like the truth had just hit her too late. I didn't know, she muttered. I just thought. You just thought, I cut in, my voice calm but heavy. You saw two black people and thought we were stealing. She opened her mouth like she wanted to say something, maybe even apologize, but I wasn't in the mood for her words. We didn't buy a thing. We walked out of that store with nothing in our hands and a weight on our hearts. Back in the car, Denise was quiet. She stared out the window for a long time. Finally, she said, "We're never just people to them, are we? We're always suspects first." I didn't answer right away. Because what could I say? She was right. That's the part that stings the most. We did absolutely nothing wrong. Not even close. We weren't loud. We weren't disruptive. We weren't being shady or sneaky. We were polite, said please and thank you. We smiled when we walked in. We treated the store with care, picking things up gently, putting them back neatly. We shopped like anybody else, just two people in love, trying to do something kind for someone we care about. But none of it mattered. Not our kindness. Not our calm voices. Not the way we carried ourselves. Not the fact that we've spent our whole lives doing everything right. To that woman behind the counter, none of that could erase the color of our skin. She didn't see customers. She didn't see a husband and wife, worried about a sick mother just trying to bring her a little peace. She saw a threat. She saw trouble. Before we even said a word. And what hurts the most is that calling the police wasn't her last resort. It was her first instinct. Not a pause, not a conversation, not a moment to simply ask, "Can I help you find something?" No. Her first move was to reach for the phone, to treat us like criminals before we even had a chance to be human. That's what people don't always understand. Racism isn't always loud. It doesn't always scream in your face. It doesn't always come wearing white hoods or carrying signs. Sometimes it whispers behind store counters. It follows you quietly down aisles. It hides in the way someone clutches their purse when you walk by. It lingers in the uneasy glances, the silence that screams louder than words. It's suspicion, without cause. It's judgment without truth. It's fear, their fear, laid heavy on our backs. It's the feeling of constantly having to prove that you belong, even in places where you're just trying to live, to exist, to breathe. And the hardest part? Even when you've worked your whole life to rise above, when you've earned the degrees, built the career, paid your taxes, treated people with respect, sometimes none of it protects you. Even when you speak softly, dress neatly, smile warmly, you can still be seen as a danger just because of your skin. And on those days, it's easy to feel tired, to feel small, to feel like no matter how hard we try, we'll always be forced to defend our right to be seen as human. But here's the thing. We don't stop. We don't shrink ourselves. We don't let their fear become our truth. We keep going. We keep loving. We keep raising our kids with dignity, showing them that they are worthy, that they are beautiful and brilliant and strong. We keep showing up for each other, lifting each other up, celebrating our joy even in the face of injustice. Because the truth is, no matter how they see us, we know who we are. We are not their assumptions. We are not their fears. We are not their mistakes. We are more, and we always will be.